Hey everyone, welcome back to the Crafty Couple. Today we've got 5 high-end Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs. We want to continue on with some of these black modern designs. So if you're loving this style, we do have another video that we did a few days ago that's really similar, and I know you'll love that one as well. So we'll leave a link just right here so you can check that out. We're always trying to give you guys some different styles and different projects that you can work on and then turn around and put your own twist on them. So in the comments, let us know if you'd like to see some more table decor ideas, maybe some ornaments or wall decor, whatever it is, just let us know in the comments so we can try and create some of that and give you guys some ideas. But as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments which project's your favorite.
For this first project, I grabbed 2 frames from Dollar Tree. It doesn't matter too much on the size, just as long as one is going horizontally and one is vertical. If you can get both black frames, then this is going to save you some time, but if not, you will want to take out everything on the white frames because we'll be spray painting it black, and take out everything but the glass on the second frame. For the frame that is not black, I just went in with this matte black spray paint from Krylon. For the larger vertical frame, I am taking out all the tabs that hold in the cardboard and the glass. Once those are out, you can go ahead and put the glass back in. We will just be hot gluing that back into the frame. Make sure you put a decent amount of hot glue and make sure it connects to the glass and the frame just so that it holds onto the frame. And then also try and use your hot glue gun to kind of spread it on so that it looks nice and clean. Once that is dry and secure, you can go ahead and flip your frame over. It should look nice and pretty and clean. I grabbed these metal words from Dollar Tree. We are going to be using the believe and the peace sign. There is another joy sign, but I decided not to use that for this project. I will be spray painting both of them also with this matte black spray paint. Once the signs were dry, I grabbed this dry erase marker so I can measure out the middle, since I can just wipe this away after, which is super nice since we are working on glass. For this one, I did try and use hot glue. I would not recommend doing that. For the second one, I did use these little sticky dots instead, and that worked quite a bit better. Now that the other frame is dry, we're going to do the same thing and pull off all of these little tabs. Then put the glass inside and hot glue all the way around. These little, I think they're called pop-up dots I got from Dollar Tree. They worked really well for this project. I would use this instead of the hot glue. The hot glue dries way too quickly, and for some reason it doesn't stick to the glass very well. So I would use this instead on the glass. Plus you can adjust it if you don't get it quite in the middle or it is a little uneven. If this is a little too minimal or basic, you can definitely add some greenery. We got this greenery from Walmart for only 98 cents. You can add it at the base, or you can add this really cute garland that we got from Dollar Tree.
For this project, we're going to create a very minimalistic, modern lantern that's super easy, and I think it looks absolutely stunning when you're done. First thing that I'm going to be using is this tin can from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to be using that top piece and then these wood dowels from Dollar Tree. Now, I chose to use the 12-inch and the 6-inch. If you only want to use the 12-inch, you can do that and cut it down. I just like to use the 6-inch whenever I can because I like to save the 12-inch ones in case I need a longer piece for a different project. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is take one of the 12-inch dowels, and I'm just going to glue it on the side here. Put quite a bit of hot glue on here. Now if you'd like to, you can definitely use a stronger glue for this. And then what I'm going to do is put a little bit of a strip of glue on each side to just give it a little bit more strength. Once you've let that dry pretty well, we can move on to gluing the other side. Now if you want to, you can try and get a perfect measurement. I'm honestly just going to eyeball it. I found that I can get a pretty good look, and you're really not going to notice it if you're off just a little bit. And just do the same thing. I'm going to add some hot glue here, hold it upright and allow that to dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to go and add those 2 little strips on the outside parts of the dowel. So once we have that complete, the next part is to add our top piece of this. This is where I'm using that 6-inch piece. You can definitely use the 12-inch if you want. And then I'm going to hold it up in between and just mark that, and then that's where we're going to cut it. And I'm just going to use some wire cutters to cut that. If you have a little handsaw, you could use that as well, but I found the wire cutters work just fine. Now to connect this piece, we're just going to put a little bead of hot glue on the end there and then hold it up against this vertical piece. This is not something you have to do, but I like to allow the glue to dry just for a little bit, but as it's still warm, I like to take my fingers and kind of mold that glue around the pieces that I'm gluing. That way it just looks a little bit cleaner and you don't have some of those weird glue pieces sticking out. You don't have to, it's just something that I like to do. Once we have all of our pieces glued together, we can move on to painting it. I'm just going to use this Krylon matte black spray paint and give it a good couple coats. Once that's completely dried, we can move on to adding our vase, and this is just one of these smaller cylinder vases from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to use a 6-inch candle from Michael's. And go ahead and slide the candle in there, and then we can put our vase in. That will complete this project. And you could even paint this gold. I think that would look good with a lot of different decor styles, and you can dress it up for Christmas or any other different holiday. I think it's absolutely beautiful, very sleek and modern.
This project has to rank at least top 5 for me for all time Christmas projects that I've made. I'm going to be using the lids of the boxes that my husband used for this video. I'll link it right here. I stained it with the Early American stain, which is one of our favorites that we have used quite a bit lately, and then I just hot glued all of the lids together. Because the top isn't solid wood and it has these designs, I'm going to be adding these craft sticks that I also got from Dollar Tree and just be putting them kind of in a hardwood design on top. All you need to do for this is cut each of the curved ends. Let me know in the comments if you've been able to find any boxes that just have plain lids or if they all have some of these designs. Once they were cut, I just started hot gluing them down in a pattern. So I put the first one down just right on the corner. The next one I put slightly down just so that they weren't all just even. The next one I glued down even more, but then the fourth one I did glue all the way back up at the top like the first one. Once you have your pattern set, just go ahead and fill the ones that can be filled with the full stick and the ones that can't, like the ones on the very left. You will want to just cut with the scissors. It really is super easy and fun to do. On the top, I was left with just this small edge on the very back, and I will just be cutting it kind of in half. It was really easy to cut, and it's in the back, so you really won't see it. After that is all put on, I just stained it all with the early American stain. Then you will need to grab 3 packs of these Christmas trees. They can be the green or the white ones, it doesn't matter too much. But I scrubbed just a little bit of the sparklies off. And then I used the matte black spray paint like we did before. I absolutely loved how they looked. And then I'm going to be grabbing one of the larger ones and placing it in the top left corner. You can do more of a big little look. For some reason, I can't do it too symmetrical and organized. That drives me insane. So I did big and then little, big. So a little one is going in the front right corner. I'm doing this just so that I know where to put all the rest of them so that it is even. Now we are going to place a small one diagonally from the large one. I did remove the bases. I thought they looked quite a bit cleaner instead of the whole entire black base. You can just do that instead. It probably would be easier, but this is the way that I liked it. So then I placed another small one diagonally in the back. And then I'm placing a large one in the front diagonally across that. And then I will be placing another large one diagonally in the back.
Since we used the lid for our lantern, I thought it would be fun to try and create a vase with the remaining part of this can. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple coats of that matte black spray paint. While that's drying, we're going to create a base here. So I'm going to use some of these tumbling tower blocks and that square cube from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to add this early American stain to all of those. Once we have all our pieces stained, we can move on to assembling the stand. So we want to start with the cube and then one of the tumbling tower blocks, and then just glue that to the side of the cube and then at the very bottom. So what I like to do is push it together and then put it on a flat surface and make sure that they are completely flush and even, so that when this is completed, we don't have any weird pieces. They're all going to sit flat and nice on the table. Once you have all 4 pieces glued on, what I like to do, and I did this earlier with the lantern, is I like to add just a little bit of glue along those creases right there. That's just gonna help strengthen it a little bit and keep it more stable. Once we have those 4 pieces glued on, we can move on to putting our vertical pieces. So this is going to complete our stand, and what I'm doing is just taking the rest of the tumbling tower blocks and I'm gonna glue them right on the end right there. Same thing, I like to put a little bead of glue on the end right there and then hold the other block on there for a minute, but then put it down on a flat surface and just make sure that those are flush. That way it doesn't wobble or anything when you have it sitting on a table. Once we have both of these pieces complete and they've dried, we can move on to assembling our vase and putting in the picks. So you just want to take the black can and put that in the middle of the wood stand. Next, I'm going to be using one of these smaller glass vases from Dollar Tree, and that's going to go inside. And then finally, we'll put our picks in there. So these are actually picks from Walmart. As you guys know, we like to get our floral and greenery from Walmart if we can. A lot of times you can find them around that dollar mark. These are actually 98 cents. And I'm going to be clipping off these red berries. I just wanted the pine for this. I wanted to keep it really clean and simple. You can definitely use Dollar Tree picks if you want. We just like the quality of these Walmart ones a lot better. So after we have those cut off, I'm going to move to placing these. You can definitely use a bag. However, for this one, the picks didn't really need it. So if you ever need to, guys, garbage bags or these store bags work really good for placing picks and holding them in place.
For this last project, we are going to grab one of these trees with this tinsel. We are going to remove all of the tinsel from this tree. Once that is all removed, you will have just this base of the tree. I do like how this looks, but I do not like all of these pokies that come along with it. So sometimes I'm a little reckless, so I just went in with a razor instead of thinking about what I'm doing. Don't do it this way. That's a little just too much. It did work, but please just don't do it this way. For the next tree, I did a lot safer way. But this is what it looks like with all of the pokey stuff gone. And then I went in with this oil rub bronze metallic spray paint from Rust-Oleum. For this smaller tree, I went in with the wire cutters and just took off all of the little pokies. This is a lot safer, a lot less reckless, and it works just the same. To get the smaller tree, all I did was just cut the one section off the bigger tree. Now that we have our two trees painted, I thought it would be cute to just have some lights on the inside. I thought it would be really pretty and minimal. This was a project that I was debating even putting in the video, so let me know if you like it in the comments below.
Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're loving the holiday videos, make sure to click through. We'll leave a link right here for all of our other Christmas videos. We will continue to do a lot more for the holiday season, so make sure to stay tuned. And as always, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time we upload a new video.